Yo, what's poppin', all my peeps? It is I, your host with the most renaissance man who always thinks he can, and champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back in the yard of streams for another episode of Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off. And you can't have Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show without the best of the West. You can't forget about Sarah Marshall. What's popping, girl?
Hey, yo.
Hello.
What's popping, girl? So what do you want to talk about? What isn't there breaking news that we
It took me a second. I was like,
yeah, there
where?
you go. Catching up. There you go.
I know, but no one's here yet.
Oh. So?
Well, but then it's not as fun to celebrate when no one's here.
All right, well, I always celebrate. I'm just someone I could celebrate by myself.
All right, well,
for a
we
lot
can
of things.
celebrate.
Oh, that's one person here. Bernard is here.
Woohoo!
Jan Ong, congrats on hitting 1,000 subs. Bernard saying thank you. Congratulations, Amin. And Sarah, how are you feeling?
A lot better. I'm still like very congested, but I think I sound a little better. I feel a little better.
Yeah, you definitely sound better.
I would feel a lot better if it would get under 100 degrees outside, or under even 90. That would be sweet, dude. It's
Sarah,
almost October, and I'm sweating my butt off.
Yeah, Sarah. Do you know what the temperature was today when I went to work?
72.
It's so much colder than 72 when I went to work.
58.
So much colder than when I went to work.
39.
It was 46 degrees when I went to work.
Just
today.
imagine living in a place that's like 60 degrees colder or hotter than that. 70 degrees. That's what's insane.
I kind of love it though.
I know.
I really love it.
I'm jelly. But
know
anyway,
I like to get the sweatshirt.
I know.
I like to get the sweatshirt.
I know.
And then we have the sweatpants right now.
I don't even know what that is anymore because I don't purchase them. I can't even like buy a sweatshirt anymore because I'll never wear it.
Yeah, you're not gonna buy a sweatshirt to wear inside.
Yeah. But anyway, we hit 1,000 subs. Woo! Thank you, David. Thank you, guys. Didn't you have a banner?
Hold on. I want to get
woo!
We hit 1K, baby. Yes. Thank you to all who helped us along the journey. The journey is far from over at this point. This is merely a pit stop. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Pit stop on the journey to doing this thing full time where it's our lives. It's basically our lives anyways, because wrestling definitely takes over my life at this point in the best way possible.
It's like I tweeted yesterday. All I literally do is write about the Patriots and clip videos from our streams. That's all I do. Every day. I have the same schedule like every single day. It's just this is all I do. It would be nice if I didn't have to do this part for free for much longer.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Doing it for free.
But I still, I think it's just 1,000 subs, so I don't want to act like it's like a million. But this was just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could kind of call it like a passion project. It wasn't really anything that we were trying to accomplish. It was just like, hey, we both like wrestling and we really like talking about it. So how about we just talk about it in a podcast? And then after a while, we were like, why don't we move it to YouTube? And we did it, and it just started taking off slowly but surely. But it's become a part of our routine every week.
Oh yeah.
And we've met some really cool people along the way. And I don't know, I think that it's been an unexpected but welcomed journey, I would say.
I've been doing this podcasting, streaming, whatever, not counting college in the classes, 6 years essentially. And I mean, we started doing fantasy football was the podcast. And I did that with a numerous amount of different co-hosts and whatnot. And then you try you try everything, and it's what you thought you wanted to do, go to school for all that. And then someone just says to you, why don't you just talk about wrestling? And then
Mm-hmm.
you and I talk about it. And then it's like, all right, let's just do it. And it's a way to talk about it with somebody. I know on your end, you don't have anyone that's, in your friend group or family, at least in my case, family and friends, here. Just they don't watch it. And no
Mm-hmm.
one's into it. And I've been watching this since 3 years old,
Yeah.
and when you're so into it and no one else is, and then you have a space like this to talk about it and have people comment and be excited for your shows and, hit you up. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
It's a sense of community, because I think that's the thing that's like the beauty of the internet. And I just can't really imagine where I would be if I didn't meet so many people through the internet, because
Yeah.
I think, I mean, the internet has been a thing for basically almost my entire
Okay.
life. But social media became a thing as I was like it was like late middle school, like early high school. And so it wasn't the same as now where you can connect to so many people. I mean, I was around, for MySpace and the start of Facebook when Facebook was only meant for 18-year-olds and it was meant for college students. That was it.
Yeah.
And so, but once Twitter became a thing and like I was a part of like a fan club message board, it was like that's how I met a lot of my friends.
Mhm.
And because I had such a hard time meeting people with similar interests as me in person, I turned to the internet. And so, it's like I've gotten so many opportunities and met so many people through the internet. I mean, if it weren't for Twitter, I never would have met you. And then we wouldn't be here right now, So that's
Crazy.
the one of the good things about the, social media, because there's a plenty of bad, but I'm very
Plenty.
appreciative that people subscribe to our channel, that they watch the videos, that they interact with us, that they want to see what we have to say. It's pretty cool considering most of the time, and in my real life people don't want to hear what I have to say. So
Yeah. It's nice.
yeah.
We thank you very much. And it ain't over. It's just getting started. It's not all about the Rams. So moving on. All right. We gotta talk about, no, screw it. We don't have to talk about Raw. We don't have to talk about SmackDown
Oh
because
yeah,
the
not yet.
Thursday show.
Mhm.
All right. This is actually this is one of my favorite things that we
Oh my
do, because it's no, not this. No, I'm not transitioning yet. I'm saying
Oh,
just in
okay.
general, the Thursday show, because it's it's
Yours.
awesome to. I wasn't even gonna go there. I was
Oh,
gonna go in
but
the
that's
sense
fine.
of
I don't care.
well, it is mine, obviously, but I'm saying in the more the sense that on the Raw Rewind and SmackDown Breakdown, it's we're trying to dissect and be analytical from our own fandom, or
Mhm.
fan perspective. With this is where we really get to show our fandom, where yeah, one week you're gonna get, or a few weeks in a row, and you're gonna get WWE and AEW news. Another week we're gonna have something planned, and then another week it's like, you know what, let's just like shoot the shit and let's just hear from the peeps in the comment section and have an open discussion, because that's, I would say, the really cool thing about wrestling is that at the end of the day it's all entertainment.
Mhm.
It's all meant for your enjoyment. Where as sports is what I'm learning is that yes, it's fandom, it's all that, but there is a winner and a loser.
Mhm.
At the end of the
And
day
they
in wrestling,
and it means something in sports,
it
like
means a hell of a lot more than
mhm.
it does in wrestling. I mean, for
Yeah.
God's sakes, the owner of the billion-dollar corporation has been quoted saying that it doesn't really matter about wins and losses. So there you go. Um, So yeah, that's why we got that this week. Obviously, with AEW and WWE news, there's still some stuff that came up today. Thank God for media calls and for the jam-packed weekend of wrestling that we have. But we had a great week leading up to it. We had some ups, we had some downs. Sarah, it's time for the opening segment of the week.
It doesn't scare me. So
Oh, damn it. Why was it so slow playing? I like
I
clicked
think
it.
I don't know. I think that also there's like a delay on my end. My internet is like been really annoying. So it's probably partially because of my lag, you know.
Be lagging. Oh, hopefully this doesn't.
Yeah.
Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Did not lag. Don't be a lemon.
Be a rosebud, Sarah. It is time.
Speaking, reminding me of Adam Rose. I was searching for a Roman Reigns render earlier when I was making a thumbnail. For some reason, like almost every time that I search for a Roman Reigns render on Google, Adam Rose pops up, and I'm like, I don't understand what's the connection here. But there's always an Adam Rose like render and other thing. I'm like, I don't know, but it happened again today, and I was like, I don't understand, but
The
that's
only
not.
thing I can think of is that he has this render where I think someone posted, is that Adam Rose or Roman Reigns?
Oh
It was
my
one of those
god.
like the comparisons. So that could be what you're getting it from.
I
But yeah,
guess.
other than that, I mean I don't see it.
I
just
don't
think it's
either.
pure
I
comedy.
don't either.
Sarah, what is your rosebud of the week?
Well, I know that we're going to talk about it later, so I'll just touch on it briefly. But I would say the fact that we now know officially that Jade Cargill is a WWE superstar, baby. I don't want to talk too much about it because we are going to talk about it after. But that I thought was very exciting because the speculation is over fairly quickly. Now we don't have to talk about like, oh, maybe. It's official now. There's a lot of other things that we can speculate about, which we can talk about in a little bit. But I was very excited, and some people had like a negative reaction because they felt like her signing deserved to be more of a surprise, and I understand that. Because I mean, I think some people are making it into like a. It's hard. Okay, so some people are
Keep
making.
going.
Some people are saying that it's like a really big deal that she of all of the women or whatever came from AEW to WWE, and to an extent, I get that. But then at the same time, I don't, just because I feel like she was a big star, but there was probably like if Britt Baker came, I feel like that might be bigger news, like just because of like who she's married to and like I don't know. But people were really upset that it was, I guess, spoiled. But to me, it's like, unfortunately, we were just talking about the beauty of social media. That is the curse of social media. There's almost nothing that can be held secretive anymore. So there's been a lot of talk about Jade going to WWE for weeks now. It's the same thing with like everybody basically who had the internet knew that Cody was going to be Seth's opponent at WrestleMania last
Oh my
year.
god.
They tried to keep it secret, with him there, and there were some people who didn't know that it was him, even though everybody on the internet knew, right? But like, this is the same situation where there's so much speculation, and I don't think that what they did was wrong. I think that it's cooler that we know she's around. Now you just don't know when she's going to debut, where she's going to debut, and who she's going to debut against. So there's still some sort of like, shock and awe to come. But I don't know that having an issue with, like, oh, she deserved for it to be a surprise. Like, I don't know if I agree with that.
I will save a majority of my comments for when we talk about it. I'm just very interested on how they presented her, and I'm more curious about who her first feud is going to be with.
No, I know. I want to talk about that too. That's why
That's what
I'm
I would
holding off. That's why I just wanted to talk about that part, because
Oh
I just
yeah.
saw like the mixed reaction to the social media posts about her being there, and I'm like, I'm just kind of confused because like they could have pretended like it wasn't happening, and then people would be at the performance center leaking video or photos of her, so it would have been spoiled anyway.
Exactly.
So
we live in a different time. We live in a different time.
Yeah.
My rosebud of the week. It's my favorite story in wrestling that's not the bloodline. MJF and Adam Cole, baby, are back at it. And did you see this, Sarah? Adam Cole imploded his ankle, apparently.
I heard.
By jumping off the ramp.
He has horrible luck, dude, when it comes to injuries, like, and the timing of the injuries. It's not just like the fact that he's getting injured. It's the timing couldn't be worse almost every time he gets it.
Mega push. He's finally getting that mega push. And last night on Dynamite, they do their entrance. They come out to the ring. Adam Cole's sitting in a chair with that boot on. And, he pretty much alludes to it that they're going to be relinquishing their titles. And MJF steps in and says that he's going to defend him on his own in a handicap.
Mm-hmm.
I love this so much because, one, it keeps the story going. Adam Cole wants to be there and doesn't want to just be home on his ass because you can keep this going. You can have him be in his corner. You can have him interfere in the match, for God's sakes, and he doesn't have to move from his chair. There's so many different ways now to have him involved without physically wrestling.
Yeah.
Throw in the other kicker to all of this. At the end of this segment they have, Roderick Strong and the Kingdom come out, because that's the whole thing about Roderick Strong saying to Adam Cole, "You're my friend," all this. And the Adam Cole finally is like, "Dude, I'm with him now," all this. And MJF goes, "No, you said to me on the boat that, it's okay to have other friends. I'm not used to that and don't agree with that right now, but you're my friend, so I'm going to agree with you." It was a very weird, it was a nice growth moment too for MJF, where it's like, holy shit, this dude went from being the most vile person in the company to low key the most over baby face right now.
I think it was important for them to do that. And I don't know if it was his idea or whoever's idea it was, but I think that when you're in a position like that to be the top heel and everybody knows who you are, no matter what they watch, like whether they're strictly WWE or not, I think, we've talked about the importance of having range and being able to be used in any way that they need you to be used at that moment. And there aren't a lot of people other than, basically like top guys in, historically, even in WWE, that can be used as the top heel or the top babyface. It's not easy for people to do that. And so the fact that they're able to have him basically do a 180 and be the complete opposite of what he had gotten known for just shows you how versatile he is, how talented he is, and how fans will respond to him no matter what he's doing. So I think that's going to play a big role in the longevity of his career, because now he doesn't appear to be one-dimensional. He's not just the controversial bad guy who's oh, what is he gonna say next? It's no, he can also be the guy that you really love, and he's excited to see the fans, or being squeaky clean, kind of he can do that too. And like I said, it's kind of like a lost art at this point. There's just not many that I feel like you could even list right now in any wrestling company that are capable of doing that as well as he is right now.
He's got so much range. He's so entertaining. And then on top of that, once Adam Cole and the Kingdom leave, you think MJF's going to cut a hell of a promo? Bullet Club Gold, baby, coming out, Switchblade Jay White teasing that him and MJF are going to have a little feud. Holy shit, Sarah. This is... there's a difference between a wrestling fan and a WWE fan. And what by that I mean, it's not the watching of the product, whatnot. It's knowledge. Like if you know who these guys are, you know this is a big time feud.
Mhm.
This is a very big feud for AEW that I haven't seen anyone realistically step up to MJF and be like, "Yep, they're gonna take it away from him." Jay White's the first guy I legitimately think they might take the Triple B off him.
Mhm.
I legitimately think that.
I think it's possible. Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of the Bullet Club Gold?
No.
Oh, Juice Robinson Juice Robinson, maybe one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers.
Is he the
right
one
now.
married to Tony Storm or with
Yeah,
Tony Storm?
and he
Okay.
looks like the Fun Bucket from Solar Opposites.
No, I remember. I forget what his name was in WWE. He was like a hippie though.
He
Remember
was.
him?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
JC something.
Or CJ
CJ.
something.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. I was just clarifying. Yeah.
CJ Parker.
So I don't know. No.
But he was
Yeah. I don't know.
in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but he's
He was
so
in NXT.
entertaining. Oh, he's so funny. The shit and he's married to the other person who's taking over AEW with their character is Tony Storm.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing this whole like Marilyn Monroe actress type deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining as hell. It's so funny. It's okay. I've talked a lot about the good stuff. You need to talk. Nope, you already talked about that. There we are. What's your lemon of the week?
What would I say my lemon is? I don't know. I feel like there wasn't like a whole lot that I didn't care about from Raw that we haven't already talked about, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's nothing that really stands out to me that I was like not happy with. Like, I mean, there are things that I didn't care about, you know, but nothing that I would be like, oh, that was, you know. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have anything this week.
Okay, well I do.
All right.
And it's a little tease to SmackDown. I'm really upset, Sarah, at the OC over the past few weeks. Their
Oh yeah.
performance and their
I know what's going
loyalty.
on there. What's going on there?
I love the OC. I think that the fact that they are not on WWE television more often is a goddamn travesty.
It just plays so much into like the talking point of Triple H hiring these people and then not utilizing them. Like it's very confusing to me that they were one of the few that he made sure to rehire like fairly quickly. And I told you, I remember when I saw the news, I was so excited.
Yeah.
And they've done nothing. And I mean, part of it is because of AJ's broken ankle, but still, they could have done something while he was gone. But they were like, "Oh, AJ's gone. All right, you guys are off TV too." It's like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Have him be in the tag division. Send him down to NXT, get a payday, and put over some young talent. I mean, they're all about getting paid. It's very clear by their social media. They're very. It's so. I'm so upset. I'm so upset with them right now, and not only the element of them not being on TV. The only positive I would say that comes from this is that because he was wheeled into an ambulance, you had Carl Anderson and Mia Yim pretty much bickering and him saying that he shouldn't have been going after the bloodline anyways. And it that plants the seeds for potential inner turmoil.
I hate it though.
But if it makes him stronger, I'm okay with it.
I mean, I just hate the like constant idea of having to have these groups have issues with each other. Like, I understand that in life, nothing's perfect, especially groups are never perfect. But like, can't we just have one stable group that likes each other for a lot longer? Because it's like, I mean, it's like the teasing of it with the Judgment Day, the teasing of it with Imperium, and we see it happen with the Bloodline multiple times. I'm like, can we just have one group that's solid for like a year? like something, because especially in the OC's case where we haven't really seen a whole lot of them together, and before we got to, they're already potentially breaking apart, and it's like that sucks, man.
I was gonna say the LWO, but even Santos and Ray are play fighting. They're having
I
a
know.
play date in the squared circle.
I know. And he's hinted at potentially turning on Ray with his suit.
I think we're reading. You know what? I'll let you go down that road because it could be a little.
If it
Easter
happens
egg,
and I'm
but
right, I need to be called a wizard also.
I'll give you the moniker wizard for a little bit if you get that right. That makes sense.
Okay.
That's a shot in the dark.
Okay.
All right, let's get some
Okay.
comments here. Oh,
Okay.
Micah has a lemon.
Oh.
Micah, what is your lemon?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you lemon of the week is where's Johnny Gargano? I don't know, man. I don't know
either. I know. Well, and then they have Ciampa doing this, so maybe he'll come back after Ciampa like loses to Gunther. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe he comes to help.
Maybe. I don't know. But it is weird. To him and Candice, two other rehires that I don't understand that Triple H brought in to then just have them sitting in the back. Like, how is that any better than them not being employed? Like, I'm confused, but whatever.
If it wasn't for VKM, none of us would be here talking about this show. Thank you, VKM.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you, Trish. We are here because of Trish Stratus.
I know. I kind of want one of those shirts still.
Can I have to make a confession.
What?
My lemon shirt that just has a giant lemon on it, maybe top 3 purchase of all time.
Wow.
I fucking love that shirt so much, and I can't wait to wear it out and have my friends and just random people come and be like, "Why do you have a lemon on your shirt?"
Yeah, because there's nothing else on it, right? Nothing on the back either.
Well, her,
but still, like it doesn't stand out.
It's just a lemon.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like that they're going in. They're putting more shirts out that aren't like as obvious that it's a wrestling shirt. You know what I mean? Like it used to just be like a giant photo of them or like huge lettering of their sayings, and it's like, yeah, that's cool if you're a wrestling fan or whatever, but it is kind of nice to have other shirts that aren't screaming in your face like it's a wrestling t-shirt. I feel like they've evolved in that way.
Because you want to wear, because wrestling t-shirts for a while were exactly what you've said is the like bulky cotton, where it looks like a wrestling shirt.
It's funny because I just sold my ironically, I've had it listed, but I had a Dolph Ziggler. It's not showing off if you back it up. The bright pink one with the blue lettering.
Yeah.
It was a men's medium, and I only had to get it because I wanted an autographed photo, and then you had to buy a shirt with it or something. And I never wore it because 1, it was gigantic on me at the time, and 2, it's that old fabric that they used, which is like sandpaper. So I sold it the other day. After he was released, it started getting likes on Mercari, and I was like, okay. And then I sold it, and it just was reminding me about how far they've come with their t-shirts.
So far.
Thank God I can actually wear them.
I have my Boston 316 one is a good one. It's just the lettering is all faded from being washed. I hate that. So I need to get like another one. Maybe like the Celtics team, Bruins, whenever they come back next. They're coming back December 29th. I'm going to that one.
Aren't they going to like Springfield or something in November too? They're also
Springfield is 2 hours away from me.
Oh, well, and they're going to New Hampshire, I think. I'm just saying they're going over there again. Yeah, they're going somewhere because I think the Yeah Movement might go, but it's a house show. So I think it's a super show though. So
what if me and the Yeah Movement just like hung out at SmackDown, just taking video? Let's see, the peeps would like that. The peeps would
yeah.
And then you had a lemon. I'll let you have a rosebud as well. The champ allows it. Whoop that trick. What? Whoop that.
I'm so happy that he's a guy that's not becoming the Jannetty. Because when you're partnered with a guy like Carmelo Hayes, it's very easy for you to be overlooked. But I'm glad that Sean is aware of like, no, we're not going to have him just take a back seat. Like he is very worthy of having his own push. So I think that's cool. I think that's something that Sean has been doing a good job of. Like, I'm not like an avid watcher of NXT, but JC Jane and Thea Hale, oh my god, Thea needed that so fucking bad, and I am
okay.
here for it so much. I love her in like the leather with the rock and roll entrance. I'm like, this works for JC too, because it did suck when the group broke up, so I'm glad that she kind of has like a mini toxic attraction back, and
Yeah.
Thea needed to break out of that anyway. Again, we need to see her range because there's no fucking way if she got to the main roster, the college thing is not going to last. Like it's too gimmicky. So it would like work for a bit, but it's not going to last that long. So this is cool for her. Like no matter how long it lasts,
I think Chase U has a spot on the main roster. SmackDown. Does it feel like a good SmackDown faction?
Yes, but a tag team. And that means Thea's like had to do something because she can't. I don't know. I think if she's good enough to be out better than that, then I think they should explore it.
Once she caught fire with that Kimura lock after that whole little thing with William Regal's son and Drew Gulak, there was something there. Once you saw her doing that program, you're like, okay, she's a lot better than how she's being presented. That's what led her to this.
And that's why that's why I'm saying is I think that she needed that. So again, it's showing range. Like she's not just this, she's not just this like gimmicky character. She can do other things, and she can do it on her own, not just in a group with two guys or whatever, Yeah,
I agree. I do agree. As soon as you get some comments or still get some more comments here. David saying Springfield is.
I was gonna say I think it was
5th,
November.
5 minutes from him. Okay, wow.
Yeah, he's in Western Mass. I told him he's fake Mass. He's in fake Massachusetts.
That's fake Massachusetts.
No, I know. I've told him that forever.
You got the Basketball Hall of Fame, and that's it. And maybe the Simpsons are there. You got 1 in 6 chance of a Simpson being there. So where we get the next thing? Oh yeah, the main topic of the day. Serving it up, Pitts and Sarah's way. What's popping in AEW and WWE?
Or WTF is happening. That's what I've been calling it. What the fuck is happening?
What the fuck is happening?
That's really what I call it.
That's what I think the Thursday show is a good name for it, because every Wednesday, I've said this, but every Wednesday when I'm trying to rack my brain on what to do, boom, you open Twitter and there's something of substance to talk about. And thank God for the wrestling gods by gifting us an AEW and WWE pay-per-view, PLE, tomato potato, in the same weekend with No Mercy and Wrestle Dream. So you're going to have media calls. You're going to have storylines pop up that aren't wrestling in the ring related. So it gives us stuff to talk about. And I mean, when I'll just start with this, the obvious one, which I alluded to already, when you start the week off with this, I mean, just wow, that's a home run of a signing.
Yeah, see, I think it, like I was talking about it earlier, I think it was a good idea to announce it because it gets people familiar with her that were not. Because I think that's the thing is like people that just because, she's like a big name in AEW, there are a lot of WWE fans who are not going to know who she is. And I mean, they don't even know NXT people. They're not going to know. There's people who don't know like the smaller brand within the company, never mind a competitor. So I think this is that, gets those people introduced to her. Also just excites everybody because then, she's like waiting in the wings, And so that's the thing is like when she was saying who she'd like to face, it's like she said Naya. And I was like, girl, Charlotte and whatever. It's like she's just letting you know that she wants to come for the top, like like, and letting you know that she's coming for you. So I think it's like, it was brilliant. Everything that they did, from announcing it to teasing, her walking in to the performance center to posting the pictures of her training. Like, I mean, it was getting millions of views. Like, that's the whole point.
10
So
millions.
it was yeah, I think that what they did was great, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm so excited because, as I said on Twitter when they announced it, I was like, my new queen has arrived. Like, I'm already obsessed with her. I'm
How
just
can you
so
not?
excited. I'm so excited.
There's been a lot of people saying that, oh, she wasn't really anything in AEW because of the TBS run and didn't go up against people like Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, whatnot. And she wrestles a different style than the other girls. She is
Well,
built for WWE.
well,
If
and
you
she
watch her matches, she is made to be in WWE by how theatric she is, over dramatic in the ring. And I know people are going to take that the negative way, but I mean that in the most the positive manner, because she's playing into it. You're building up that element of wrestling that is more about the entertainment rather than the sport, and it's trying to have an image and all this. And she's not bad in the ring either. She just now has to adjust to the WWE style.
Well, yeah, because
Especially
she's
performance center.
newer to it,
Oh, yeah.
which I think is also cool, that she's 31, I think, and she's only been wrestling for a few years, which I think is cool because, I mean, I don't always love that. Obviously, I've said, kind of, I don't always love when it's somebody who didn't grow up a fan, but I think that it just depends on how they look in the ring. I feel like I can't really judge that, but she was also trained by like former WWE people, including Cody's. Like, she trained at Cody's wrestling school. So it's like, she has so many ties to WWE. She is trained by former WWE people. It was like everything was set there, and she established herself and became a household name to a lot of people who pay attention to wrestling in general through AEW. So like, she couldn't be in a better place right now because, like, one example that I was thinking of, because people are talking about her versus Bianca Belair, which is just like, holy shit, don't. I'm I
WrestleMania
want
40.
don't I'm just okay.
We'll be there.
I know. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
there
my
you
God.
go.
But we have to think, right? Bianca, when we think about Bianca, we're like, she's so good. She looks like she's been doing this for 15 years. This girl was a PC recruit trained by Sara Del Rey and the rest of the coaching staff in the WWE Performance Center. So if we're seeing how good she is, because we were just talking about Tiffany Stratton is a complete PC trained girl, so is Bianca Belair, and look at what she's accomplished. So I feel like if anyone has any hesitancy about, okay, well, what is Jade going to do? She's kind of green, like she's this, whatever. They have a performance center with some of the best people that she can work with, because it's not even just the coaches. She can call up Cody if she wants. She can call up Charlotte Flair. Like, she can call Becky. She can call anybody that she wants and be like, hey, would you just like, run the ropes with me, train with me for a bit? Like, she's in the best possible position to be exactly what she was meant to be in wrestling. So I think that this is so exciting, and she's the perfect addition to the women's roster right now. They need another girl like her, and I'm so excited. So excited.
Star power. She has that star power.
She
I love
It's
her.
just natural. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something about her where it's like, when she goes into the room, you can probably just feel her presence there. Like, you feel it like through the screen. Like, there's just something about her. It's just her vibe. Like, I think it's all happening at the perfect time, I think. So now we just have to speculate, like, when is she going to? This is a question I guess I would want to pose to you. Do you think she should start in NXT, or do you think she should just be brought to the main roster right away? Because people are pretty split on that.
I want her on the main roster.
Okay.
I want her on Raw.
Okay.
Jade Cargill is a big name.
Mm-hmm.
It is a name that you need on your network to draw in viewers. with WWE's potential deal with NBC, I mean, they already got SmackDown joining Raw and NXT over on USA, which,
That's
that
huge.
is so big. No, you don't even, people don't understand how big it is.
Yeah.
And you need to have her on the network so that you can leverage it also into potentially being prime time on NBC, or you have a deal with NBC for Raw. You know what I mean? Like, that's the next step. And yeah, that's the business side. The wrestling side of it, we've said it. The Raw women's division depth is awful. It's
Yeah.
really not good. The fact
Mhm.
that Tegan Knox is finally getting a push, thank God. You have Rhea Ripley just steamrolling through the division. I mean, for God's sakes, Chelsea Green is the only other woman on that in the back that I think is carrying it on her own, and she's the tag team champion. Like, it's just,
Mhm.
you need another star that can have a substance feud with another that has nothing to do with the title. But I think
I
it
agree.
kind of has, yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, I think like for people who are worried about her, can you still see me or hear me?
yep,
Okay, sorry, your camera went out, so I'm like, I don't know if mine's going out. Um, anyway, for anyone that's concerned about her in-ring ability or whatever, just because, she isn't as seasoned as a lot of the other girls, I can understand why they're saying NXT, but I NXT is not the black and gold era anymore, where these bigger names go down to NXT and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense why they would go down to NXT. I do think the way they were promoting her, she can't go to NXT. I think that it should be like what we said, she should be a free agent at first. I think Raw is where she should debut, especially during the football season, because they're competing with Monday Night Football. So I think that would be phenomenal to have her debut at some point while Monday Night Football is on, because you're concerned about the ratings and whatever. But I wouldn't be mad about her bouncing around from Raw and SmackDown. I don't think that that's a bad idea. She could just kind of like what Naya is doing, but doing it on both shows, just like letting people know that she's here, she sees you, and whenever she can, she's coming for you.
that's
Like I would love that. And I think that would just, it makes the most sense. Like I said, with how they were promoting her signing, that doesn't seem like, oh yeah, we're going to put her in NXT. No.
I have the theory that she's going to interfere on Saturday in Becky's match.
Well, it's next Saturday. Um,
Wait, what?
NXT is this Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. You scared me.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you said that. I'm still not sure that she's going to debut that or soon. I don't know if they'll want to debut her that.
Oh, and
that
she's still got a
quickly.
Tegan Knox. No, but hold on. But this is where the theory becomes interesting, is that all it said was Tegan Knox is the number one contender to the winner of this match. So then you have Tegan Knox getting a push against Tiffany Stratton. Oh, but no, that doesn't make sense because Tegan Knox. Wait, but is she on Raw or is she a free agent too?
Tegan's on Raw.
Okay, then never mind. So Becky would have to.
Yeah, I think they're going to
Becky would
hold
have
off.
to win.
I'm just not sure in what capacity yet. It also is like, I mean, she could come right out and go for the title, because I mean, really, right now, Rhea doesn't really have anybody. I mean, other than Raquel, because Nia interfered in that match, so Raquel once again didn't get a fair shot at actually finishing a match with Rhea. Nia didn't necessarily say she was coming for the champion. She just said she was there to squash everybody.
Squash.
So it's like there is kind of an open door there, but it just depends. Like, maybe she debuts in 2 weeks, maybe it's in 2 months. I don't know. It's just going to depend on whatever they think is going to be the best. I don't know. I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to try and be as patient as possible.
Good. We're practicing our patience.
Yeah.
Here. Thank you, Dickie, for announcing
Confirming.
that. Confirming. Thank you. Why I am just. She should win the NXT title, have a long reign. Once she loses, move her up immediately. But then What about Tiffany Stratton's push? You still have to push her.
Yeah, because that I don't hate that, because I think her coming in and being a champion right away obviously sets the tone. But I do think that it would have to be, if this happens, it would have to be in a couple months, because Tiffany needs to beat Becky to win the title again, whether it's on Saturday or not. She has to do it at some point, otherwise that's a giant mistake by Sean. But yeah, they need to make sure that Tiffany is in a place where she's solid and she's over, because it's not a good look for her to lose to Becky and then not win the title back or not beat Becky again, and then have Jade come in and kick her ass. That wouldn't work. So it would have to be in a couple of months at least. So if Tiffany does win the title back, that she at least has like a better run, as the champion.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
It's so slow. Edge is all elite, Sarah.
No.
All right, that's it. All right, yeah. No, it's
no, it's not.
It's not. No, I am just throwing it out there. This is my favorite part about being the champ of the peeps. I just throw shit out there. I let the peeps talk about it, and then I be like my hero SpongeBob and soak it all up. So
yeah,
what do we think? What do we think about this?
Because my thing is like, okay, so if people don't know, he's officially off the internal roster, I think. So I think his contract is up. Like we knew that it was at the end of September, but I don't think anyone knew a specific date. But it is the end of September, so that makes sense. I don't know. Is there confirmation that he has a no compete clause for 90 days?
I just know with 99.9% of wrestling contracts, there is always a non-compete in there, and a majority of the time it is 90 days. So.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's the case, but I mean, I think that it would be kind of nice to have a guy like Edge just be a WWE lifer, like I think if this were, I don't know, like 15 years ago and he went to somewhere else, like if AEW was around, then sure, whatever. But it's like, he's been around for 25 years. It's kind of like, don't taint it now. Don't look like a traitor now. You haven't done it before. It would just be nice if he could just be one of the few Hall of Famers that like in recent history anyway, that was just a WWE lifer. And I mean, and that's the thing, is it seems insincere to me to go out there and have that like, impassioned speech about, working in WWE for 25 years and it was always his dream. And now he's going to talk to his family about what they want him to do. And like, he'll contemplate retirement and kind of like putting it on his kids to then just go to AEW. I feel like that would be pretty fucked to like the Edgeheads. But, and like I said, we've had this conversation before. I don't think that there's a place for him there. Like Christian's doing fine. Like don't come in and overshadow your buddy. Okay. Like
Christian is fucking killing it. I can't make that my rosebud of the week anymore, because he is just coming for heads with his whole dead dad thing and the whole dark. It's very dark, and I can't. It's dark, but it's some of the best work that I've seen him do as a heel. I think it may be some of the best work I've seen anyone really do as a heel. It's so like you just hate the guy so much.
My only thing, my guess would be is like, if Christian has like a big match, like one that could maybe be considered like one of the biggest matches of his career that comes up over the next couple of months or something, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like Edge backstage or like in a video segment or something with him. You know what I mean? Because everybody knows that they're best friends. So like, yeah. I don't think that's a bad idea. Kind of just like being a cameo. And I feel like that doesn't really like taint his WWE legacy as much as if he like literally went in and just like had a match in AEW. I feel like that would kind of like irk people a little bit more. But yeah, otherwise I don't really know that he would decide to leave WWE, tease a retirement just to go to the competitive the competitor and like continue his career. Like that doesn't really make any sense because there's plenty of dudes that he could still wrestle with in WWE that he never has. So it's not like he has to go to the rival company because, oh, well, I don't have anyone else to work with. Yeah, you do. You know, like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense, but
NXT's pissed about Mustafa Ali being released because they were not made known of this pretty much until it happened. And I mean, I don't blame them because he was scheduled to be on the pay-per-view in a match
for a title too.
For a title.
That just shows you like how things are run when it's Vince McMahon's like company. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't care like about those things. Like if he wants somebody released, okay, he's gonna release them. Like I mean, in a way, it's like, does he have to tell everybody? No. But when you're releasing somebody who's literally scheduled, he's on posters to be in a title match, I think that maybe warrants a little bit of a heads up to the creative team that like, hey, we're letting this guy go, you know? And it's almost like a shame that NXT isn't its own entity. You know, like it's almost a shame that NXT doesn't have like a separate roster that they specifically can sign. Like it's almost a shame that it's all under the same umbrella. So like, okay, if Ali was working in NXT, it's like, okay, he's employed by those who run NXT, not by Raw and SmackDown, but it's not how it works. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm not shocked about this, that they didn't, I mean, there's been, I think people forget too, that Ali has kind of had a tumultuous time in WWE. There was it wasn't that long ago where he was on Twitter demanding his release for weeks on weeks, claiming that they weren't letting him. You know, it's like he's talked about how they wouldn't let him do stuff creatively. Like he's been very vocal about his displeasure with the company. So it doesn't really surprise me that they would maybe like seek vengeance against him and do this, you know?
I agree. I just think it's weird. It does on all fronts.
It just doesn't surprise me because I mean, like, I feel like we've seen this before where somebody was scheduled for something at a pay-per-view and Vince like cut them like 2 days before, and it's like, all right, like sure.
Justin Gabriel was one of them. I remember there was someone can quote me if I'm wrong, but Royal Rumble 2013, I think, whatever the Boogeyman made a special appearance at. There were like roster cuts, at least 6 roster cuts made that weekend of Royal Rumble. And some of them were guys that were scheduled to be in the Royal Rumble match. And then those guys just had their spots pretty much taken by legends.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that doesn't surprise me either, especially at that time period where they were very focused on having legends be in the, I mean, so I think there was one year it was like half the entrants were legends, and it was like, what the fuck is this?
Wait, yeah,
with Ali too, it's like he's a name that when we were saying you know, going over the list of people that were released, he wasn't a shocking name. Like had he not been booked for a match with Dominic, would we be surprised about him being cut? No. None of the names we said were really surprising other than the ones who had been there for 20 years. Like those ones were more surprising just because of their longevity. But overall, all of the people who were cut, it was like not on TV, not doing anything. Some of them had even been vocal online about being unhappy about not being used. Like none of them were involved in anything substantial other than Ali. But again, like Ali has had a tumultuous time and wanted to be cut and released multiple times. So like if it weren't for No Mercy, him being cut is not shocking at all.
No, it's not, which is it's not shocking at all. This is kind of shocking though to you, at least.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you. Today on the media call for No Mercy, someone asked Shawn Michaels about what he thinks of CM Punk being part of the NXT roster, and Shawn Michaels said that he would welcome CM Punk because he knows how good of a worker he is, and the relationship he hasn't had a bad interaction with him. I think it's hilarious because if you are CM Punk and you go from AEW, all this stuff, and you're in NXT, that would be so hilarious and just, I think, cherry on top.
So one thought I have is not that I don't respect Sean's opinion. Obviously, I do. But he didn't work with Punk in the same capacity as like Vince McMahon, Triple H, whatever. So like his opinion on working with CM Punk to me is not valid because you didn't work with him in the same way. And then look at what happened in AEW. Like if you don't even want to go back the 10 years or whatever when he was in WWE and caused all those problems, we can go back a month, like the past year and see all of the issues that he created in AEW. So it's like, okay, but that's recent. So that shows you he's not that. Are you kicking your feet?
Yeah, I'll stop. Sorry.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm like, I can hear it.
Cool.
So that shows you like, okay, that wasn't that long ago. So you can't be like, oh, well, that was 10 years ago. No, that was like 10 weeks ago, like, okay. Also, like he said, I doubt he would want to go down to NXT instead of the main roster, but I do feel like he would be so bad for the NXT locker room. Like you are around so many young and upcoming talent like that are sponges just trying to like soak in everything that they can so that they can eventually get on Raw and SmackDown. And you're going to put a toxic ass dude like CM Punk giving them horrible advice when this dude just got fired. Like, no, like that is like, yeah, put him around the 24-year-olds who learned how to wrestle at the PC. He can tell them how to be successful in the wrestling business after he was just fired. And then when he left and walked out on the company that made him into who he is and then tried to sue them, like, and still is talking shit about the guy who's in charge now. Like, no, it would be horrific. It would be no. Sean, sit this one out, homeboy. Okay. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, you have a lot to say there, so yeah, I'll pick it up. The only thing that comes to mind when you say this, because you're spot on, is the comment he made in a post pay-per-view press conference where it's a famous quote of his: "I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children."
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to NXT, that is him every week. That is him on Wednesday morning.
And he never was an NXT guy. So it wouldn't be like this grand NXT homecoming. You know what I mean? Like the way it would be with like Adam Cole or something, like he was prime black and gold era. So like if he came back and went to NXT, okay, like that makes sense because he was an NXT guy during like the hottest era of the brand. So that would make sense. CM Punk had been in WWE since like 2005. He was never in NXT. So like it wouldn't make sense for him. And like you said, not that it would be a downgrade, but it kind of is. Like if we're expected to believe that you're like a main eventer at WrestleMania type of dude, then you're going to go down to NXT. That would be weird.
That would be very weird. I kind of love it though. I'm sorry.
The demise of CM Punk is hilarious to me.
I really want to see him at NXT. Someone's at Impact, and that's where he would thrive at Impact. You kidding me?
But at the same time, we don't need to see him in a wrestling ring ever again. Like I would be fine with that. Just like hang up those boots, baby. You're done.
I love controversy, as we know, and he is one hell of a controversial figure.
I will say, I don't want it to happen, but if he somehow managed to show up at Mania 40 and he comes out to Cult of Personality, I will lose my shit simply because I fucking love that song. And I love that as a theme. But other than that, once I'm done belting that at the top of my lungs, at the top of the stadium, I would then have the realization of it's Phil Brooks. We have to deal with Phil Brooks.
That was a jab at our seats. the top of
Well,
the
I'm
stadium.
just saying
all
we're
right?
literally in the sky. We're gonna touch.
We're
the
gonna
fucking clouds.
be there. That's all I can.
I
Wow,
know, but
we're there.
I
We're gonna
was
be
like watching an
there.
Eagles game, and I was like, "That's where we're up. We're all
Right,
the way up there."
right up there.
Yeah.
I'm fucking excited. I'm so excited for Mania. I would have already taken the days off of work, but the calendar is
Doesn't.
not. It
Yeah.
so we literally do old school style of taking off days of work, where you write it on like a calendar you have in your kitchen.
Oh yeah.
So we don't have the next year's calendar, obviously. So I can't. But I already told my boss. I was like, "Yeah, I know this is happening." He's like, "Good for you. You already got it." I'm like,
All right.
I fucking loved it. What else do we have to talk about before we get into the 3 count? I love this. I know people might disagree, but Roman is returning back to the island of relevancy in WWE.
On October
And
13th, he'll be on SmackDown. Then a house show.
and he's defending said championship at a house show
Against Sami Zayn, of all people. I'm like, to me, it's like they're like, oh, he's defending his title so people can shut up. I'm like, this is just to get seats, like butts and seats, guys. This is like Sami Zayn is not in a position to be challenging Roman Reigns for the title. And this is just to try and get people to go to the Super Show. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like that's a bad thing.
No, yeah,
but
no,
like Sammy is so far removed from like Roman Reigns part of the bloodline storyline that it's just like, yeah, people will want to see it because they love Sammy and then they want to see Roman actually defending his title. But I'm excited that he's going to be on SmackDown because we were thinking it wasn't going to be for another like 7-8 weeks or something. Like we didn't think it was going to be until like mid-November that he was going to be showing up. So I am excited that he is at least booked for 3 shows. I think 2 are house shows, 1 SmackDown. I don't remember. 2 SmackDowns a house show. But I am excited that it's coming like a lot sooner than what we thought because I've been saying that the bloodline needs him around right now. Like he left on such a cliffhanger and hasn't said anything since. So I want to see like what is he going to say? How is he going to act? Like what is going to happen, you know?
Mm-hmm. This is my favorite comment. So where these are so slow to get up. Is it on yet? Okay. House shows aren't canon.
I don't know what that means.
Like part of the show. Like canon means
No,
like
I know. I know. I know.
Oh.
I'm just saying like Sammy is still like a random, you know, it would be different if it was like he was facing off against like, I don't know, like Shinsuke. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, Shinsuke's in a title picture. I just meant like Sammy's not in the title picture right now. So it is just like grasping at their early year.
Yeah. You just
That's all I
going
meant.
back. Yeah, they're going back to the
Yeah, because
go
people
back
were
to the well.
invested. So it makes sense. Like if he's going to defend his title. But I'm like, he doesn't get off the hook for not defending his title though. Like, I don't care what anyone says. That just because he's going to have a title defense at a house show, that doesn't mean shit. Because you're not doing it at a pay-per-view and you're not doing it on SmackDown. We're not going to see it. It's like, I was so pissed when they had Finn defend and lose the Universal title at a house show. Who the fuck thought of that? Are you serious?
What was that? I remember. Yeah, what was this?
It was like, or was it? Was it? He
NXT.
I don't.
Oh, he won the NXT.
Well, was I thinking? No. Oh wait, it was when he I got confused. It was when he returned. They had him fucking return at a house show. That pissed me off. But anyway, sorry, I got confused there. But it's still like I don't think that this doesn't count. This doesn't like, oh well now we're fine because yeah, he might have been gone for 2 months, but like he defended his title. No. Like it still doesn't count because 99% of us are not going to see it. We need to have him be a presence on SmackDown again. I mean, we're not in like Mania season, but we're like getting to Rumble season. And you can't just be like having your champion chilling somewhere else. Like it's getting to a point where people are going to forget. Like, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but like if he's not on TV, there's not many people that are going to remember call Roman Reigns. Like that's not enough of a reminder that Roman's not around.
Who gave that order?
Yeah, but
Gave
that's when,
that order, Sara.
it's time for him to come back. We need him to come back.
The bloodline story absolutely needs him back. We've got to
Yes.
the point where there's a lot going on with Jimmy, Solo,
And
Paul and his phone.
we haven't seen that. You know what I mean? We haven't seen his reaction to Jimmy, since he helped make sure that Roman didn't lose, and then Jimmy wanting to leave but then deciding he's still in. We haven't seen him react to Jay quitting and then Jay showing up on Raw 2 weeks later. We haven't seen his reaction to Cody being the reason that Jay came back and is back on Raw. We haven't seen his reaction to whoever the person is that's going to be traded from Raw to SmackDown. Like, there's so many things. Like, it's only Solo, Paul, and Jimmy can only hold over this story for so long before you're like, okay, Roman needs to be here. He's supposed to be like the center of all of this, and yet he's all the way over there in the middle of the ocean doing whatever. Like, it's time. It's time.
It is time for Roman to come back. I need to see his reaction to everything. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave the bloodline the first hour of SmackDown. I could just see shit like that happening.
Maybe we see the trade happen then, like in the next 2 weeks. Maybe the trade actually happens. Like maybe after Fastlane, we see the trade happen. So that leads to the SmackDown, because that's SmackDown that he's going to be on is the week after Fastlane. So maybe that'll play a part in his return too. I don't know, but they have to do something. Like, he needs to be there.
Yeah, he goes to speak, and he's like, wherever city I'm in, acknowledge, and then it's like whoever's traded, aka Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and then it was like,
and
wrestling has more than one royal family. And then he was like, fuck, like, I thought I got rid of you.
Because
and then he's like, I'm back, baby.
Doesn't that feud feel like it needs to have 3 matches?
Possibly. See, and I'm still I'm so torn on on Cody winning even at Mania. Like, as much as I would love to see it and I would be like, oh my God, it's also like, is it too soon? You know what I mean? Because people are wrestling into their 40s. Cody has given us no sign of slowing down. So with him winning only 2 years after he returns, when literally almost an entire year of it, he was shelved because he got injured. Is that too soon? Or is that going to be his peak? Are people going to stop caring? That's what we were concerned about this year of him winning. I was like, is that going to be gone? Maybe it'll be different because we're just stuck in how we feel right now. But I would be interested about that, because that is finishing the story. And then what? Writing a PS, PS. And then there's more.
There's more. A forward, or no, that's a forward.
Yeah, there's an extra section hidden in the back. I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
I want him to win. I say pull the trigger now and have him win at Mania, because he's going to have a long career in WWE. So why
make
not
him champion for a year?
At least a decent amount of time, and then have him just go around, win every title, put guys over, and then when he needs to be champion again, he will. Have him just be the face. They need a guy like Cody Rhodes to be their face without John Cena, and he's the perfect guy to slip into that role.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mr. Anderson with a $2
Thank you so
super chat.
much.
Thank you so much. I think the trade is Tozawa and an NXT star. See, now you're I like this logic. You know what? We'll give you a future prospect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You get Tozawa, a nice role player.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take main event Jey Uso.
Yeah.
We're going to win now.
Fair trade. You get a future first round pick in 2027. And fair.
That's unreal. Tozawa too. I fucking love Tozawa. Oh, I didn't even mention this. This is kind of news. I'm just trying to. What is going on here?
I don't know.
It won't. It won't let me click banners. Okay, now shit's mixed up. Can you click the banners just for me? My banners are not working right now. I cannot get these banners to work. So thank you very much. It
I don't
is
know.
time.
The 3 count?
Yo, isn't that the last one we had?
All right. I was just making sure.
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is time for the 3 count. All right. 1 NWF update. All right. Listen, I've downloaded the highlight or the footage from the NWF, the past shows that we've done, working on something for either TikTok content for here, somewhere to promote this because commentating this form of wrestling is so much fun because you legitimately have no idea what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And these AIs, CPUs going at it is not like how it was back in the SmackDown Shut Your Mouth and SVR days. They actually low key put together a decent match. Just a little from the last stream I did, or one of the last streams, they kept doing countouts. Like they did the Brock Lesnar spot where they were just beating them up outside the ring for just an ample amount of time, sliding back in the ring, and then going back out when they stood up and try to go back in. Like they were like, it's kind of wild, to be honest with you. And we have this shenanigans showdown. I think I might do that either tomorrow or Saturday. Follow me on Twitter at Pat_Pitts. I tweet out the times. And it's on twitch.tv/Nonsense Sports Network. So yeah, that's that. And then 2, where is it here? Questions by the peeps. All right, we got 8 of you in here. All right. Sarah and I have been really into trivia as of late, wrestling trivia. So I thought we'd end the show with 2 questions we get in the comment section. We will answer them, and it'll be, trivia question that way. So you guys get to ask us any questions about any topic. I know someone's going to ask something. 3 count. Love that group in WCW. 3 count was awesome. Do you know one of those members of 3 count, Sarah? I kind of just gave it away. Shannon Moore was in 3 count. And Gregory Helms.
Alrighty.
And no questions. All right, that's cool.
We got to give them a second.
We do have to give them a second.
It doesn't come through just automatically.
I'm very like, oh shit, very hyper talking about this, but yeah, well, I'll vamp with a little NWF talk. Sarah, I've had so much fun doing do we have a comment here? I already see it. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's not a question. Oh, okay. We got Mr. Anderson. Best SummerSlam in your opinion?
I don't see. These are questions that are good for you because I haven't seen every single one of them. Like I enjoyed the 2013 SummerSlam, but mostly because of the end. But I don't know what the rest of the card was. I don't remember. Other than I think John Cena getting beaten to shit by Brock Lesnar. But
2006 might be one of the most underrated WWE cards in history. If you look back, it's Hulk Hogan versus Randy Orton. You have DX versus the McMahons and their henchmen, which included Umaga, Mr. Kennedy. There's a couple others too, like random guys. You had Sabu versus Big Show for the ECW championship in a Extreme Rules match, which was a different form of Extreme Rules match than now. You had Mick Foley versus Ric Flair in an I Quit match. And then the main event was John Cena Edge. Like,
that's good. That sounds like a good one. Yeah.
It is so underrated. And the fact that was my first ever wrestling pay-per-view.
that you
I
went
think it
to?
was, yeah, that I went to. That was
Yeah,
what
I
my
saw some
first
pretty
ever.
bad SummerSlams in person. 2010 to 2013, not a good crop of SummerSlams. I gotta say.
2010 and 2013.
No, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013 was not
They're not
like
the worst.
they're not the worst, but I'm saying they weren't like amazing either, is what I mean.
That's true. You saw Nexus get
Yes,
buried in
I did.
person. That's
Nexus
tough.
versus Team WWE, which I guess it's like, oh my god, I got to see Daniel Bryan return after he choked Justin Roberts with a tie. Oh my god. I got to see Bret Hart. Like,
That's someone I haven't seen live, so you got one up on me.
yeah, but I mean, geriatric Bret Hart is like, I don't know if I
And
really.
is that post his WrestleMania match with Vince?
I don't know. It's 2010, so I don't know.
I don't think it is. That's the worst part. I don't think that's his last match in WWE, which is so funny.
Crazy.
All right, and David will round us off here. It's been a long show, but fuck it, we have 1,000 followers now.
Oh.
Subscribers, Tomato Potato. People will listen. How many championships has Cena won at Mania? Okay, let's do some mental math here.
I don't know.
Wait, one, not retained. There's a difference, right?
Yeah, I know. He's won the
No,
U.S.
right?
title. He won the U.S. title.
Okay,
at
so
Mania.
yeah.
But did he win a World WWE? Yeah, he had to have won a WWE, right? I'm gonna Google it so you can check.
I'm going with U.S. one, World Heavyweight. I'm gonna go 4.
Okay, he's been in 15 Mania matches.
Jesus, that makes sense though.
I don't know how many he's won.
I got 4. Like 1, legit. If it's regained, that's so different.
I don't know. He's 10-5 at Mania. That's all I know.
I'm going with 4.
Okay, so he beat the Big Show. He beat JBL. That wasn't for a title, though, was it? It was
6.
for a title?
What, JBL? Yeah, WrestleMania 21. That's when he first won his first WWE championship.
Okay. He beat Triple H at Mania 22.
Retained.
Shawn Michaels at 23.
Retained.
Lost to Randy. He beat Edge in the Big Show in a triple threat
for the World Heavyweight
at 25. Beat Batista at 26.
Yeah, he wasn't the champion. I forgot.
Okay, so he lost.
So that would be
he beat
5.
The Rock, but that wasn't for a title.
And
beat Bray Wyatt. No, I'm saying he beat The Rock for a title. Was it for a title?
29.
It was a title?
The Once in a Lifetime Part 2 was for the WWE championship.
Oh, okay, so that's a title. 30, Bray Wyatt. He beat Bray Wyatt.
No title.
Rusev, 31.
US, he won.
He
won the US against Rusev. That's
and
right.
then
I
that's
totally
it
forgot about that.
He was in a tag match and then he lost.
And then he got squashed by the Undertaker.
Yeah, and lost the feed. So
he did lose the feed. I do remember that.
Crazy.
Wow. Good trivia question, David. Send them in. We love trivia, and we would we'll answer any questions, whether it be on a stream, whether it be your Twitter replies, comments, DMs, whatever. That's what we do. So thank you guys for tuning into this edition of Pits and Sarah's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off. And to see us take no nights off, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that bell notification to know when we go live, and check out all the videos in the archives. All right. And as we mentioned throughout the entirety of this show, we're over 1,000 subscribers right now. We cannot thank you enough for all your love, support throughout this entire process. It's been awesome to meet new people and get to actually talk wrestling with people instead of just thinking about it myself or Sarah herself, it's really nice. So we thank you guys and hope you continue to support us and share. Tell your friends. Tell any, whatever. So that's all I really got. We'll be back on Saturday for the SmackDown breakdown. Can't wait. So until then, thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. And remember that you can do it. All you got to do is try. We will see you on Saturday. Yes.